unraveling the nightmare on Chase Street. The Smurl Family Haunting. In the quiet town of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, the year 1974 marked the beginning of a harrowing chapter in haunted history. The Smurls, a modest and close-knit family consisting of Jack and Janet Smurl and their 4 daughters, Dawn, Heather, Shannon, and Karen, moved into their new home on Chase Street in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, with hopes of a peaceful life. As the days unfolded, however, the Smurl family's initial excitement about their new home on Chase Street gave way to an eerie disquiet. The seemingly ordinary house on Chase Street would soon become the epicenter of a supernatural maelstrom that would defy explanation and plunge the family into a nightmare that would last for years. Little did they know, they were at the precipice of a decades-long haunting that would stay with the family forever and write a disturbing chapter in paranormal history. The first signs of the supernatural manifested subtly, creating an atmosphere of unease. Unexplained sounds reverberated through the house, muffled whispers, unsettling footsteps in empty rooms, and unidentifiable bumps in the night. A pervasive feeling of being watched hung in the air, casting shadows over the once tranquil abode. Soon, the inexplicable escalated into outright malevolence. Foul odors, described as putrid and sulfurous, permeated the rooms without any discernible source. The temperature in certain areas would inexplicably plummet, sending shivers down the spines of the Smurl family members. Doors slammed shut on their own, and objects moved without any logical explanation. The family began experiencing vivid and horrifying nightmares, each night's sleep becoming a descent into a realm where the boundary between dreams and reality blurred. The manifestations took a darker turn when the family started witnessing grotesque apparitions and shadowy figures lurking in the corners of rooms. Disturbing visions of demonic entities and ghostly faces became a nightly occurrence, instilling fear and anxiety that hung heavy in the air. Physical assaults on family members escalated, with unseen hands leaving bruises and scratches, marking the family as both witnesses and victims to an otherworldly onslaught. The incidents reached a breaking point after the family witnessed their beloved dog thrown against a wall, followed by Janet herself being reportedly thrown down the stairs by the same malevolent forces. Despite their growing terror, the Smurl family initially hesitated to share their experiences, fearing skepticism and judgment. However, the intensification of supernatural occurrences forced them to confront the malevolent force that had taken residence in their once peaceful home. Little did they know that the unfolding horrors were merely the prelude to a nightmarish saga that would entangle them in the unrelenting grip of the supernatural. After almost a decade of torment, the Smurls were desperate for answers and relief. They decided to seek out the help of renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The seasoned couple, known for their work on the Amityville horror case, jumped right in with the intention to unravel the case and provide the Smurls with some peace. As their investigation began, the chilling phenomena that besieged the Smurl household perplexed them. What they encountered surpassed even their seasoned expectations as they faced a force that defied the laws of the natural world. Lorraine, a gifted psychic, claimed to perceive malevolent entities infesting the Smurl residence. The entities, they believed, were demonic in nature, targeting the Smurls with increasing intensity. Lorraine attested to the oppressive atmosphere within the house, describing it as a breeding ground for dark forces. The investigation unfolded as the Warrens conducted extensive interviews with the family, documenting their accounts of the terrifying occurrences. Ed and Lorraine themselves claimed to experience mirrors shaking, furniture moving around the house, odd smells and drops in temperature, and even witnessing unexplained dark masses moving around the house. In their attempts to alleviate the family's suffering, the Warrens led the family in prayer and music, along with local religious clergy. As these attempts seemingly failed, the Warrens sought the assistance of priests to perform exorcisms. These rituals, intended to expel the malevolent entities, were conducted multiple times, but purportedly yielded only temporary relief. The Smurls' plight persisted, with the entities seemingly resilient to conventional spiritual interventions. While the Warrens' involvement catapulted the case into the public eye, it also drew both skepticism and fascination. The Smurls became subjects of intense scrutiny, their story fueling debates about the authenticity of paranormal experiences. As the Warrens concluded their investigation into the Smurl haunting, the malevolent entities continued their relentless assault on the family. Despite multiple attempts at exorcism and intervention, the forces seemed undeterred, leaving the Smurls in a state of perpetual fear and torment. Despite the Warrens' extensive experience in dealing with supernatural phenomena, the intensity and persistence of the haunting in the Smurl residence proved to be particularly challenging. The entities involved exhibited a level of aggression and resistance that surpassed what the Warrens had encountered in previous cases. The family's well-being was a primary concern for the Warrens, and witnessing the toll the haunting took on the Smurl family likely factored into their decision to halt the investigation. Feeling defeated after years of enduring the harrowing experiences and the failure of the Warrens, the Smurl family faced a difficult decision. They chose to vacate the haunted house, seeking refuge elsewhere in an attempt to escape the unrelenting paranormal activity. However, the traumatic events that unfolded within those walls continued to haunt them, both figuratively and, some claimed, literally. In the years following the Warrens' investigation of the Smurl haunting, the case has left a lasting imprint on popular culture through various books and movies. Several accounts and retellings of the chilling events have been published, contributing to the paranormal lore surrounding the Smurl family's ordeal. The most notable literary work associated with the case is the book The Haunted, written by Ed and Lorraine Warren, with Robert Curran. Published in 1983, the book delves into the terrifying experiences of the Smurl family and the Warrens' attempts to confront the malevolent entities plaguing their home. The Haunted has become a reference point for those interested in paranormal investigations and is regarded as a cornerstone in the genre. In 1991, The Haunted, a made-for-television movie directed by Robert Mandel, reached the silver screen. This adaptation brought the story to a broader audience, emphasizing the supernatural horrors the Smurl family faced. The film served to amplify the tale's notoriety and contributed to its enduring presence in discussions about paranormal occurrences. Despite the cultural impact of the Smurl haunting, the authenticity of the events remains a subject of debate. Skeptics have questioned the validity of the claims, highlighting inconsistencies and the lack of empirical evidence. Critics argued that the Smurls may have embellished or fabricated their accounts, pointing to the lack of concrete evidence and the controversial involvement of the Warrens. Conversely, supporters of the Smurls contended that the family had endured genuine supernatural torment. They emphasized the emotional toll on the family and the challenges they faced in convincing skeptics. The case became a focal point in discussions about the credibility of paranormal investigations and the role of renowned figures like the Warrens in shaping public perception. Regardless of the debate, the story endures as a prominent and controversial chapter in the annals of paranormal investigations, and is one of the few notable failures that haunted the memory of Ed and Lorraine Warren for the rest of their lives.